The 2018 McLaren Senna GTR concept. It's been only 3 months since McLaren unveiled the Senna as a successor to the P1, and the British firm has already confirmed that it will build a GTR version of the supercar. The announcement was made at the 2018 Geneva Motor Show, where McLaren also unveiled a concept version of the upcoming track car. Called the Senna GTR, it follows in the footsteps of the P1 GTR as a track-only vehicle built in very limited numbers. The GTR was unveiled only a couple of months after McLaren chief Mike Flewitt said that the firm wants to race the Senna at Le Mans. This version of the GTR won't be able to do that due to existing FIA regulations and the fact that it's being designed as a customer car, but McLaren will use the lessons it learns from this model to develop a proper Le Mans entry. But, before that happens in 2020, the production version of this concept car will arrive in 2019. Let's find out more about it in the review below. Continue reading to learn more about the McLaren Senna GTR concept. McLaren Senna GTR concept exterior. Despite being labeled a concept car, the Senna GTR looks ready to go into production. Despite being labeled a concept car, the Senna GTR looks ready to go into production. The new features that set it apart from the regular model are by no means exaggerated and look quite common for a production race. The front end retains the headlamps and the hood of the standard Senna, but almost all other elements have been altered. McLaren developed new, wider fenders and a big splitter that extends several inches in front of the nose. The intakes between the splitter and the nose have been enlarged too, giving the impression that the latter floats in the air. The new fenders now extend more toward the front, almost covering the LED DRLs. They also sport big winglets that improve airflow around the car. The profile sees dramatic changes too. Not only the fenders are wider to accommodate the wider track, McLaren also revised the side skirts, which are also wider and sharper. The side mirrors are also new, as are the fuel caps in the quarter windows. The standard wheels were replaced by lighter, motorsport spec units wrapped in Pirelli P0 tires. Out back there's a new, massive diffuser that extends further away from the body. Around back, it appears as if McLaren kept the standard carbon fiber wing, but made modifications to the upper fenders and the engine hood. But the biggest change by far lies below the fascia, in the form of a massive diffuser that extends further back. This thing looks like it's totally independent from the car and it helps the Senna generate incredible downforce. According to McLaren, the production model will be able to generate up to 1,000 kg. That's a whopping 2,204 pounds. Another big change is that the new body parts have been designed as clip-on elements to the cockpit structure, which allows for relatively easy modification and replacement. While these cars won't become professional racers, the fact that they will be raced at private events makes the clip-on standard a good thing. The ability to replace damaged parts as quick as possible is obligatory. McLaren Senna GTR concept interior. The Senna GTR will have a more radical, race-oriented cockpit than its standard sibling. McLaren didn't publish any photos of the interior, but it's safe to assume that it will follow in the footsteps of the P1 GTR, which had a more radical, race-oriented cockpit than its standard sibling. Look for the dashboard to retain the shape of the production model, but don't expect it to still feature the vertical infotainment display in the center or the rotating instrument cluster. The steering wheel will also be replaced with a controller-type unit with many buttons and knobs. The instrument cluster will be replaced by a simpler screen that will display only critical information such as revs, speed, acceleration, tire pressure, and other data you need on the racetrack. The floors and the door panels will be stripped off to bare carbon fiber, while the already sporty seats will be replaced with even more aggressive carbon fiber units with FIA-approved racing harnesses. All told, the Senna GTR will look like a full-fledged LMP1 prototype inside the cabin. McLaren Senna GTR concept drivetrain. Output will increase to at least 814 horsepower. Just like the P1 GTR, the Senna GTR will get a few extras under the hood as well. Final specs aren't yet available, but McLaren confirmed that the new race spec model will be powered by a beefed-up version of the Senna's twin-turbo, 4.0-liter V8 engine. The mill is rated at 789 horsepower and 590 pound-feet in standard spec, and McLaren says that output will increase to at least 814 horses. No word on extra torque, but the Senna GTR could get more than 600 pound-feet with the upgrades. Curb weight will remain mostly unchanged, so it's natural to assume that the GTR, which already benefits from more grip and downforce, will be quicker than the regular Senna in a straight line and will post quicker lap times. While the Senna needs 2.7 seconds to hit 60 miles per hour from a standing start, the Senna GTR could reach this benchmark in 2.6 clicks. Top speed will probably remain the same at 211 miles per hour. The incredible downforce and the slick tires, combined with the race-spec transmission and revised double wishbone suspension, will ensure that the Senna GTR will also post the quickest lap times of any McLaren except for the company's Formula One cars. Conclusion. The Senna GTR's arrival only 3 months behind the standard model is far from surprising. While the GTR versions of the F1 and P1 took some time to develop, things are moving significantly quicker in 2018 and McLaren is acting accordingly. Sure, the new GTR won't be here in production form until 2019, but McLaren wants to create as much hype as possible and get interested customers to empty their bank accounts. With production capped to only 75 units, the Senna GTR will probably be sold out in just a few months. Love its spectacular aerodynamic upgrades, aggressive rear diffuser, wider track and body for better stability. How radical can you get? Leave it, you can't buy one. References. McLaren Senna. Read our full review on the 2019 McLaren Senna. Read our full review on the 2016 McLaren P1 GTR. Read more McLaren news. Read more Geneva Motor Show news.
If you liked this video, please share your thoughts in the comments below and don't forget to hit the subscribe button.